Welcome back to Movie Film Recap. Today we will talk about a couple who experiences the highs and lows of trying to maintain a long-distance relationship while dealing with opportunities and challenges found in real-world situations. Jang Hyeok is in a romantic relationship with Jung Da-Eun, who works as a nurse. When they first started to date, Jang Hyeok was a sweet boyfriend to Jung Da-Eun, but he is not anymore. Meanwhile, Jang Hyeok begins to work as a temporary worker for a large company. He tries to get a permanent position at the company. This places Jang Hyeok in a competitive position with Han Bo-Yeong, who also wants the same job. Jang Hyeok and Han Bo-Yeong also cooperate with each other and, as they work together, they get closer. Before continuing, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hepatitis B has forced Hyeok to stay in the hospital. Nurse Da-Eun ignores his parents and the other patients and gladly takes care of him. Hyeok and Da-Eun become closer over time, with the overworked Da-Eun even eating and taking naps in his hospital bed. A few days before Hyeok would be discharged from the hospital, Da-Eun appears to be distant. The downcast Hyeok returns home. But, being unable to forget Da-Eun, he manages to find out her phone number and gives her a call. She eventually invites him to come over to her house, and he stays the night. In the morning Da-Eun wakes up to find that Hyeok replaced the broken lamp in her hallway and prepared breakfast for the two of them. Touched by the gestures, they share a brief kiss. The identical sneakers are seen being worn by a thin Hyeok in the following scene as he runs in the park. He is a diligent engineer who soon learns from his boss that he will be transferred to a significant firm in Seoul. This implies a long journey from Incheon to Seoul and the possibility of being hired on a permanent basis if he performs well. He learns that there is another candidate on his first day, thus he would not be certain of a permanent position at the end of his contract. The other applicant, Bo-Yeong, reveals herself to be fiercely competitive and frequently undercuts him in order to look better to their supervisor. At a board meeting where the team presents a new bridge design based on a proposal by Bo-Yeong, Hyeok points out that there is a critical flaw in the design that would lead to a collapse if the bridge would ever be hit by a tsunami. A humiliated Bo-Yeong is told to fix the problem together with Hyeok. While Hyeok leaves early, she works throughout the night without taking a rest. At the start, Hyeok takes pleasure in seeing her suffer, but he eventually takes pity on her, and they end up working together to fix the problem. The two start bonding and they continue working on more projects together. Meanwhile, some strain is showing on the relationship of Hyeok and Da-Eun, with both of them regularly working late and Hyeok becoming increasingly frustrated at having to commute between Incheon and Seoul. He usually comes home tired and shows little interest in Da-Eun. One night when he comes home, Da-Eun complains about him not having fixed the broken light bulb and his refusal to take out the trash. When they start arguing, she tells him that she hasn't had her period, and it turns out that she is expecting his child, which she aborts later on. It seems that Hyeok was even more irritated by it than he already was. He begins to remove himself from Bo-Yeong and concentrate on Da-Eun as he becomes aware of his affections for her. But soon, this starts to have an effect on his work. He is challenged by Bo-Yeong, who warns him that both of their performances would suffer. Hyeok consents to working later and begins working overtime once more, leaving Da-Eun at home by herself. One evening, Da-Eun and Hyeok were seen going out together. Hyeok shows no interest in spending time with Da-Eun and continuously complains about the crowd and repeatedly says that he wants to eat and go home. Back in the car, Da-Eun complains that Hyeok never wants to spend time with her anymore. Hyeok brushes it off and accidentally calls her his pretty Bo-Yeong. They get into a big argument in which he denies Da-Eun's claims that he's cheating on her. He eventually drops her off at their once shared house as he drives off in a fury. Back in Seoul, Bo-Yeong and Hyeok are once again working overtime. With all their time spent together and the gradually growing sexual tension between both of them, Hyeok kisses Bo-Yeong. Both of them eventually get romantically involved. After a while, Hyeok becomes restless and appears to be longing for Da-Eun again. When neither Bo-Yeong or himself is offered a permanent position by the firm, Hyuk tells Bo-Yeong at the firm's team dinner that he will return to his previous position in Incheon. She in turn tells him that she will study abroad as her old job is also not a permanent contract. In the background, the team manager announces that they can win a free Christmas trip to Jeju. When Hyuk hears this, he remembers the holiday vacation to Jeju he was scheduled to take with Da-Eun. Unexpectedly, their flight was scheduled for that same evening. He jumps in a taxi and rushes to the airport after realizing he still loves Da-Eun. He observes Da-Eun standing on the sidewalk in front of the airport building as he pulls up to the facility. He claims to see her waving at him as he steps out of the taxi. He rushes in her direction but collides with someone and trips. The man he ran into turns out to be the Hyuk shown in the first part of the film. The scene is the same one from earlier when Da-Eun gave the matching pair of sneakers. It is revealed that the Hyuk from the start of the film is a different Hyuk than the one from the main part of the film. Both storylines happen simultaneously, and it turns out Da-Eun bonded with Hyuk while she felt neglected by her partner Jang Hyeok, and because he did all the things Jang Hyeok didn't do, such as fixing the light bulb. Both of them leave on the trip for Jeju while Jang Hyeok returns to the party in shock. Bo-Yeong later reveals to him that she had just won the Christmas trip to Jeju and that they could go together, and, despite his feelings for Da-Eun, he tells Bo-Yeong he loves her. I sincerely hope you enjoy this video. If you have any requests or recommendations, just leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel.